All right, so move on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my thoughts on J.J. McCarthy and his starting role with the Minnesota Vikings this upcoming NFL season. Is J.J. McCarthy under a lot of pressure to succeed in his sophomore season? So to answer that question, yes. I do believe that J.J. McCarthy is under a lot of pressure to succeed in his sophomore season. Now, is it fair to say that knowing that he was sidelined for his rookie season? No. But you got to think about the situation that J.J. McCarthy is walking into. This Minnesota Vikings roster is in win-now mode. And Sam Darnold, the quarterback that you let walk in free agency, just helped the Minnesota Vikings go 14-3. And if it wasn't for the Detroit Lions going 15-2 being so damn good last year, they would have won the NFC North and possibly got a first-round bye. But they lost that game in the finale, then lost in the wild card against the Los Angeles Rams. So they let Sam Darnold walk, and they're putting all their eggs into J.J. McCarthy's basket to bring them success for the near future. And I know this is J.J. McCarthy's first year, but he's set up perfectly to succeed. And they have the Super Bowl roster, like I just said. Kevin O'Connell, their head coach, is a quarterback whisperer. They got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison once he comes back from suspension, T.J. Hockenson, Aaron Jones on the offensive side of the ball with a pretty good offensive line, a solid defense. This team still, to me, is a heavyweight contender in the NFC conference. It all depends on what J.J. McCarthy is going to bring to the table. Are we asking him to have an MVP caliber year? No. But respectfully, I think he would fit well to have that Brock Purdy type of play, at best do decent enough to keep this team afloat and to contend and compete in the NFC. And when I say that Brock Purdy had a good surrounding cast in his early days with the San Francisco 49ers, that's what I'm meaning for J.J. McCarthy. Have a good surrounding cast, not turning over the football, and helping his offensive play translate into wins, playing at a decent level at best. But looking at it, J.J. McCarthy is a proven winner. He did help Michigan win a national championship in 2023-2024. And during that season, he's an athletic quarterback. He's accurate in the pocket, plays with confidence, goes through read progressions pretty well, and showed flashes of his arm strength in the past. Now, the argument in college football when he played for the Michigan Wolverines under Jim Harbaugh, who loves to run the football, mind you, but in college, he wasn't really, a lot of people, the argument was there that he was not pro-ready. And based on the tape of college, that could be debatable to some, but when you think about it, he wasn't asked to throw the ball 30 to 40 times like these other quarterbacks around the country. J.J. McCarthy never had a top 15, top 10, top 5 wide receiver in the country with Michigan. No, they were known for running the football, being a physical, violent team, run-first team on offense, and then relying on their defense on that side of the ball as well. Because at Michigan, he had a great running game. He had Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum, the 1-2 punch that helped Michigan win a national championship a few years ago. So I have confidence that the relationship with J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell can work. And like I just said, he's set up for success with the offensive weapons. Justin Jefferson, the second best wide receiver in the game. Jordan Addison when he comes back from the 3-game suspension. You're going to get a healthy T.J. Hockenson this year at the tight end position. Aaron Jones is still a solid running back in the National Football League. Pretty good offensive line. So Kevin O'Connell is a quarterback whisperer. This goes to my point what I just said a few moments ago. Remember where Kevin O'Connell came from. He came from the coaching tree of Sean McVay. Boy genius. Sean McVay is one of the best head coaches in the National Football League. Former head coach with the Los Angeles Rams. Still coaching there. But when Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator with the Los Angeles Rams, he helped, if you guys remember when Baker Mayfield was getting tossed around the league and Baker Mayfield was given a chance by the Los Angeles Rams when Matthew Stafford was sidelined for the remainder of the season a few years ago, coming off their Super Bowl year where they went 5-11. Baker Mayfield got the start for the Rams for the final 3 to 4 games of the season. Baker Mayfield actually looked pretty good. If you got, I want to say it was the Raiders. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. But Baker Mayfield in that Thursday night game, he only was on the team for a total of 2 to 3 days, and he had a pretty solid performance against the Las Vegas Raiders, and we thought the old Baker Mayfield of old was back. Look what his game looks like now in Tampa Bay. That's the quarterback we should have got when he was drafted with the first overall pick of the 2018 NFL draft, coming out of Oklahoma. Now Baker's a top 10 quarterback in the league. You look at what happened when Kevin O'Connell and Kirk Cousins were together. that relationship before Kirk Cousins got hurt. How the offense was efficient. The year prior, how efficient the offense was, and then, of course, the torn Achilles the following year. But then you saw what he brought out of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looked like an NFL bust. He was the 3rd overall pick in the 2018 NFL draft and just had the best season of his NFL career. Coaching means a lot. You guys can't tell me that Kevin O'Connell is not a quarterback whisperer. That's two quarterbacks out of the 3 that I just mentioned that were basically dead in the water for their NFL careers. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold. Small resurgence of Baker, huge resurgence of Sam Darnold as he got that big bag by the Seattle Seahawks this NFL offseason. So I'm not saying it's impossible for J.J. McCarthy to be this next big thing in Minnesota, because financially for the team, it's going to help him, because you could go years without paying a quarterback. That helps bring in more talent around the roster before you have to give the big bucks to the quarterback if J.J. McCarthy is who you think he is when you drafted him in the 2024 NFL draft. So I think J.J. McCarthy could be successful with the Minnesota Vikings, but I do believe it is his job at the quarterback position to get to a point where the Minnesota Vikings can still be contenders in the NFC, because this roster is in win-now mode on both sides of the ball. And I think J.J. McCarthy is under a lot of pressure to succeed heading into this upcoming NFL season.